What is up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be explaining exactly how Steven Bartlett scaled his podcast into a 71 million pound empire. And by the way, this is a coaching call for my group where I'm going to be explaining exactly the strategies behind scaling the podcast, how to clip up podcasts into thousands of pieces of content per month that are going to be going out on multiple accounts to really blow up social media. I'm going to be going through paid advertising strategies that Steven Bartlett is using. I'm going to be talking in detail on how he's actually building up his trailers, how he's building up his advertising strategies, how he's getting his podcast guests, everything that is concerning scaling one podcast to an empire, and how to monetize that podcast. I'm going to be breaking down in this video. My students are here with us, as you can see them right here, and they're going to be asking any questions that they might have regarding anything that I talk about in this video. So just for reference, to understand who we are exactly, we've been in the podcast growth game for a long time. We've been doing content production for 10 years. Then we ventured into scaling podcasts because this is the easiest brands to scale are podcast hosts. Why? Because podcast hosts have long form pieces of content that you can utilize to create hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces of content that can then be made viral through very specific strategies. And I'm going to be going through exactly what those strategies are. I'm going to be going through how to edit long form pieces of content, how to produce short form content, how to produce visual assets associated with podcasts, how to do copywriting for a podcast, how to do how to distribute content on additional accounts. I'm going to be going through ways to monetize your podcast, where we're going to be how to build collaborations with other podcast hosts, how to monetize the podcast, building out a digital product or any product at all. And I'm going to be analyzing, once again, Steven Bartlett and his podcast and how he got it to an evaluation of his net worth, which is 71 million pounds or $96 million at the age of 26, which is kind of fucking insane. So one of the most successful entrepreneurs in UK right now is Steven Bartlett, and CEO of Diary of a CEO is one of the most popular podcasts in the entrepreneurship niche, which is a really important niche, like really important niche. And Alex Hormozy, when you go to his channel, he's gonna be when you watch this video right here. And by the way, guys, this is a huge recommendation for all of you. Watch this video. 1 second. My evidence-based stop answering questions. 3 weeks ago. Stop chasing. Analyzing. He's analyzing the quality of leads that come from each different social media platform in this video right here. So, YouTube Premium, I need it right now. Sorry guys, we're gonna wait through this ad right here. Boom.
I've grown my brand over.
So he's speaking about how he has grown his brand and about all the social media, like all the social media platforms that he utilized to grow his company acquisition, and how he basically he's talking about kind of where his conversions come from. And why do I begin our video with this? It is because this video right here is going to explain why YouTube is one of the most important platforms for any entrepreneur out there who wants to build a personal brand. You'll see that sometimes you can venture into TikTok because it's kind of easy to get views and engagement and to feel like you're doing something, but then you realize that you ain't really doing anything because TikTok is shit because it doesn't convert. On the other hand, YouTube, you might have 10,000 subscribers and literally earn millions of dollars because you've chosen a very specific niche that is really high converting. So watch this video right here. It's Alex Hormozy, my evidence-based guide to making money online. Really important video to understand exactly which how to build your strategy for social media for growth of your personal brand, because this video once again is going to explain exactly what you should prioritize and what the approach should be. For example, if you have limited funds to play with, up to, let's say, if you have up to $50,000 per month to invest into growing your personal brand. And by the way, $50,000 may sound like a lot to some people, but $50,000 per month is actually not that much. If you have up to $50,000 per month to invest into some platform, I would highly recommend investing into growing your podcast on YouTube and then clipping that podcast up into thousands of pieces of content for other social media platforms. So this video is going to be outlining exactly why that is. And just as an example of a guy who has a very small amount of subscribers relative to a lot of brands. So it's Business Roids. It is Alex Becker. Alex Becker Business Roids. So right here you're gonna find a YouTube channel that has 38,000 views. And he used this YouTube channel to explain his product and to build ads for his product, which is Hyros ad tracking tool. So this is his product, Hyros. Boom. This is his ad tracking tool, which was acquired. One second, accept all. And Hyros, by the way, Hyros is an ad tracking tool used by Tony Robbins, just to show an example. And I think that actually it's used by STEVEN Bartlett, but I'm not 100% sure. But Hyros acquisition, boom. Hyros has been acquired for, I think, 110 million dollars. So he had an exit. Alex Becker had an exit of 110 million dollars because of his podcast, because of his YouTube channel. And it's not a podcast, but it is long form videos like this. Boom.
Do you want to become a software engineer? Well, if you don't know where to start, I'm Jacob.
This is gonna be a problem. I'm gonna have to choose a different account.
Oh boy, rub your hands together. Go get some.
So this is his channel that kind of like 64,000 views. Like this is why it's really important to build a strategy for your business and to think about the strategy before doing anything with your before moving forward with any sort of engagement building or anything. You have to understand who you're marketing to. You have to understand what your product is. You have to understand what your offer is. Really, really important to understand those things before. And by the way, this video right here is one of the best videos that I have ever watched on building ad scripts. Absolutely insane video right here. Absolutely freaking insane. So 38,000 subscribers and exit at $110 million. I think you get the point. I don't think I have to really dig that deep into it. So let us go into sort of just quick. I'm going to go into a quick overview on STEVEN Bartlett and what he does. And then we're going to go into a deeper level of analysis of the podcast game. I'm going to be going through how you can build a product that you can monetize. So you as a podcast host, how you can build a product that you can monetize that is not going to be taking your time and that is going to be extremely profitable. That product can be a digital product, a community, or a coaching. So, and I'm going to explain exactly why that business model is important. And just for reference, I paid Wes Watson $12,500 for mentorship, and you can see just.
If I had to describe what I do.
1 second, let me go real quick to Wes Watson's testimonial on who the fuck I am and why you should maybe consider listening to what I have to say. 1 second.
Testimonial from them.
And for you to be impressive as Nikola right now, you'd have to be so capable, so smart at such a level that they would give you the speaking floor, or you have to write something or publish something or make content to show that you're a lot more intelligent than
everyone. You get the point. I do know my shit, so, and I, like, my knowledge does come from a lot of experience, a lot of investing, a lot of, like, I've coached thousands of people online, and as you can see right now on this call right now, we have people who there is a reason why people have confidence in what I have to say. So let's do a quick overview on the Diary of a CEO and Steven Bartlett. So let's go to his channel. One of the most important things is he was kind of early in the game of entrepreneurial podcasts. So when you go into 1 second, the oldest, it is 4 years ago. So 4 years ago, he began doing podcasts within the entrepreneurial niche. And this is important context to understand, because right now some people might think that just by doing podcasts, just by podcasting, you're gonna achieve some sort of a result. Unfortunately, that's not true. It is not enough for you to be a good speaker right now. If you want to be really successful as a podcast host, you're gonna have to invest a lot of money, or you're gonna have to do it slowly, tediously, and wait until the right opportunity comes. What do I mean by this? So if you are a podcast host that just wants to talk and things like, okay, through me talking and being interesting, I'm gonna attract audiences. Yes, to some level, but it's gonna be extremely slow. The way things should be done is by doing the following. 1 second. The way things should be done is by doing this right here. It is cross promotion. Why do we want to do cross promotion? And what do I mean by cross promotion? You have to get people on your podcast who are famous, who are viral, who have the audiences, and who already have the attention. So you have to do collaborations with entrepreneurs and other influencers in the niche. So it is really important to understand this, because this is gonna actually break you through. You breaking through yourself is extremely hard, because you have to have perfect knowledge on how to attract attention, how to build attention, how to be really, really, really good at speaking. You have to be doing it for a long time to succeed. You have to be a really, really good speaker, or you can pay for people to hop on your podcast or to hop on theirs. For example, Tai Lopez podcast application. Boom. Just to give you an example, Tai Lopez. 1 second. Tai Lopez show. Let's see. It should be here. Podcast with Tai. All right. Right here. Make your podcast go viral by having Tai Lopez as a guest. Here is and this is like, this is true. Like, make your podcast go viral by having Tai Lopez as a guest. That is exactly how you go viral, by grabbing people like Tai and having them on your podcast. For example, Wes Watson. When you go to, I don't know if you know who Wes Watson is, but he's a really popular personal development coach in the Miami area, and he got his Wes Watson funnel analysis. If you watch this video of mine right here, this is my analysis of Wes Watson's coaching funnel. You're gonna see how he got to $2.7 million per month from coaching. So, okay, somebody try to try to do exactly what I did. But you ain't good as me, bitch. So, yeah. When you go to this video right here, you're gonna see that he got to $2.7 million a month through coaching. And one of his offers is having him for a podcast. And you have to go to Miami area, Wes Watson, podcast. You have to go to Miami area to shoot in The Move. So right here, you can see a lot of people, Jay, Ignite, Dylan, there is a lot of people who have, I'm going to show you how many subscribers. 300 subscribers. 300 subscribers. 300 subscribers. There is a lot of people who pay Wes to get them views. So right here you can see 19K, 18K, 12K, da 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 da. And Wes is a really controversial figure, so it's easy to make his clips go viral. So then you can utilize that that content to make the clips go viral, and then you maximize the chance of your thing being viral in general. But it's not enough to do it once. You have to do it consistently in this way. This is really important. So that is why you have to understand the concept, the context of the podcast. Really, 1 second. That is why you need to understand the concept of how he became viral. Because I had many clients tell me like, let's utilize their strategy, and I'm like, dude, we can't. I hope you understand that when he began, the thing that made him viral wasn't him being a very good speaker and doing podcasts consistently and all of that. Because people think that with consistency and with them being a good speaker and with them having interesting guests, they're going to become viral. You can. I'm not saying that you can't, but I am saying that you have to have good guests on, like really popular guests on. And I don't mean good guests in terms of interesting guests, because there is a lot of interesting people, and the space is very, 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 very competitive. I'm speaking mainly about the 1 second. Let me see the resolution for this configuration. This expected video. Aha. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. I'm just looking 1 second. So you have to have really popular guests to go viral right now, or you're gonna be taking a shit ton of time, and then you really have to love being a podcaster to become successful. So that is something that you need to realize. Now, understanding how he scaled his empire is basically what you need to have is something like Patrick Bet David has. So Patrick Bet David is an interesting example of a podcaster who also built an insanely PBD net worth. And by the way, I was just recently on his event, and this is what Patrick Bet David had to say about me. 1 second, Nikola Gladovich. This is what Patrick Bet David had to say about me. 1 second.
Išao meni konkretno da se rukuje za mnom i nikom drugom.
What do you do for work? Are you like from which crime family are you part of? Tell us.
So basically, I work with personal brands like yourself. I build their content and I speak to a lot of people.
You're right. Your answer was very unique.
What you need to address is that your top performing agent has...
And by the way, just to see kind of my story, here it is.
None of this right here makes sense. I shouldn't be here. I was an alcoholic. My mom and dad died when I was young. I was down the deep rabbit hole of darkness. And then in just 5 years, through listening to people like yourself, I've been able to turn my life around and basically create the life of my dreams.
How awesome is that? How awesome is that?
So yeah, my life is really interesting. Here is Adam Sosnick from Patrick's team. Like, yeah, there is a lot of. And by the way, here is once again why I feel like
You don't share screen.
Oh yeah, I'm sharing it to YouTube. Sorry about that. At least I've done it on YouTube. Share sound. Boom. All right, and a little bit about why I feel like I have the authority to speak on these subjects myself too. Is this is consistent awesome performance on my personal social media. Like, this is what you can expect if you deploy the strategies that I talk about. And let me show you, for example, 1.2 mil. Like, there is a lot of cool stuff that I utilize, and like, I do implement this strategy myself too. So yeah, why is PBD interesting? If we go to PBD's net worth, we can see. I would call this fucking insane. So why does a $500 million entrepreneur choose to build valuetainment and invest so much time into his podcast? Like, so much time. Like 19 hours ago, 1 day ago, 3 days ago, 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Like, there is so many episodes of him doing this. Like, so many. Why does he invest? Like, you can imagine that a $500 million entrepreneur is very fucking busy. Why does he invest time into a podcast? It is because he understands the value of having a long form piece of content and then clipping the shit out of it. So when we type in Patrick Bat David, this is what we're going to be finding. Explore. Let's go to Explore. Is there a search on the Explore? Reels. Sorry guys, there is no search. Patrick Bat David. Well, you can see clips
You can
from
tell
his
a lot from
podcast.
somebody how big they think after they make money. And
Boom.
haters.
Podcast.
I've never gotten this many.
Podcast.
I believe that if
Podcast.
One of my favorite quotes. I don't know if
Podcast.
Plato. Okay.
Podcast. Podcast. So podcast appearances really drive a shit ton of attention to your thing. And your thing is what makes you money. So valuetainment is driving a shit ton of views for him, but he ain't making money from valuetainment. The way he makes money is by converting his audiences into paying clients, which is events. Right here you can see events. For example, Volt is no, this what is this? Something different. Okay. VT. Oh yeah, Valuetainment headquarters. This is a live Valuetainment headquarter event. Boom. You can see.
It's one of its last kind in America. Why? It's on 11 acres. It's got 2 hangars. It's on an airport.
Blah. You get the point.
Upgrades of.
So he has live events. I was just in the attendance of the Vault myself, where I met PBD. So he has a podcast. Then he has events. Then he has PBD Consulting. 1 second, which is one of the most important. PBD Consulting. Boom. PBD Consulting. Nope. Pat David Consulting. This is where he, I believe that this is where he makes most of his money right now. So what can Bat David Consulting do for you? $3 billion in owner transactions, startup, early stage. So he can help businesses scale and grow and get acquired and build their multiples and all of it. So strategy sessions, one-on-one consulting, boom. So there is a lot he's doing on the consulting side, and I think he began in real estate. So he began in real estate, but he ventured into consulting and doing live events and all of that because this is what his podcast did for him, and his content in general. So when you go to YouTube, you're gonna be finding content that is so PVD. Let's go PVD.
You said he never.
Oldest. Okay, this is for PVD. Where is the channel? Where are the different channels? Patrick by David. Patrick. One second. So valuetainment.
So
you can see 11 years ago, early in the game, he understood the value of content a long ass time ago. And once again, you have to understand it for context, just to understand that you ain't gonna be doing videos like Alex Hormozi did them. Alex Hormozi. Like, look at the quality of a video like this.
Trening je gotov, naruči glovo. Uživaju. Few of my friends, and one of the things that came up during dinner was, what is it to live a balanced life? Do we live a balanced life? We're all business owners.
You get the point on the quality, and right here, which you're gonna be seeing.
You guys want to hear something?
Oldest.
Hey guys, I wanted to show you something kind of cool. A little bit of a humble brag, but yeah, so I'm opening this gym in kind of the middle of nowhere. Doesn't really look.
6 years ago. You understand? Like, they began early. Like, they every single one of the biggest guys was early in the game. And you might say, yeah, but this guy began 2 years ago, for example. But what I would say to that is he was early in the niche. He wasn't early maybe in the podcasting game, in the podcasting niche in general, but he was early in the real estate podcasting, or like trading, whatever the fuck podcasting. So all of the guys who are huge and the biggest names in the game were early in either a niche or whatever the fuck. You get the point. So you have to understand this for context, so you can build a strategy based on getting bigger people on your podcast, so you can build social proof, so you can then deploy that content. And when people see that you had huge names on, and when people see that with huge names you had good conversations, then they might do the podcast for free. But you're gonna have to pay for big names to hop on your podcast, and that can range from $10,000 to $30,000. Some of my clients have engaged with Andy Elliott, Bradley, Grant Cardone, Patrick Bet David, actually. And I know that pricing, and usually you can get really big names for $30,000, like really big names. And some names you can get for $10,000, but usually you can go under $10,000. And if you're not popular, some of the names are going to be a lot more expensive. So it depends. Some of the big guys won't even give you a chance until you can prove yourself as sort of somebody who they can trust with a podcast appearance. So, for example, one of my clients flew out. One second, where is the stop? What the fuck? Oh, yeah. One of my clients actually flew out. Zvuk se ne šaruje. One of my clients flew out to US and met up with Ty Lopez, like I said, Andy Elliott, Bradley, Mike Rashid, Wes Watson. He did a tour in US where he met up with all of them. He did their events, so he invested in them, and he also invested into appearing on a bunch of podcasts. And this is the right strategy. This is what you need to do if you want to really blow your shit up. Now, let's go back to sort of the structure of what you can do in regards to like if you got to a point where your podcast is now like you've done the appearances with those guests and you got them. By the way, does anybody have any questions for me, guys? No? Tony, you don't have any questions? What the fuck is happening, guys? This is the level of engagement when you do a stream on Saturday. All right. Okay, cool, whatever. Cool. So, yeah, 1 second. What can we do to make sure that a podcast goes viral? So let's use an example of what Steven Bartlett, social media manager, did. Social media manager. 1 second. Okay, so we can break down their strategy and we can kind of pull info from this video right here, and I'm going to show you a really cool prompt that you can utilize to analyze a video. So this is Steven Bartlett's social media strategy, strategist, and this is what we can do. We can go to ChatGPT, go to VoxScript, then I'm gonna take this prompt right here, boom. This prompt right here, where is the boom, 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 boom. Okay. This is the prompt, guys. I will provide you with a video. I want you to write a comprehensive 2,000 to 3,000 word blog with a professional tone about what's being talked about in the video. What's being talked about in the video based on the video's transcript. I want you to write it in the style of the speaker. The goal of this blog is to teach people about the subject of the video. When you're writing the blog, please act as if you were supposed to only use materials from the video. Use the whole video to write this blog. Also treat the task as if you were supposed to turn the transcript of the video I will provide you into the blog I ask you to create. In addition to this, do not mention the speaker or the fact that you've created the blog out of a video. You're gonna see how high of a quality the blog is. Ah, what the fuck? Sometimes VoxScript cannot pull the transcript. That's very unfortunate for a video like this. Meta marketing genius. Does it have it? Where is the transcript? No transcript, it seems like. No, let's use a different video maybe. Yeah.
Before you dive into another episode of the Girl, areas of.
Okay, let's use this one maybe. Boom. Boom. And boom. All right, we're gonna wait a little bit. to get what she is talking about. So I'm doing this just to kind of give us a little bit of a structure behind what we are going to be talking about, because she like really broke it down very well on the podcast that I wanted to do, but I assume that it's going to be probably the same. And we're also going to be doing it with this is Steven, so why not? Let's do that too. Let's open up another ChatGPT. Let's see if we have the transcript. One second. Yeah, a little bit of a delay here, but whatever. Nope. Where is the girl? Oh, here it is. Where is the thing where I can see the transcript? Seems like they don't.
Some videos don't have it.
Yeah. Let's see this.
Hey guys, this is Catalin, and in today's interview we have a really special guest. We have Steve.
It seems like no videos.
Welcome to the Huberman Lab podcast, where we discuss.
Hey guys, this is Catalin.
Or they removed the button for the transcript. Huh. Let's try this one. Boom. If this doesn't work, then I'm gonna fuck off. And then go directly into my thing, which is this right here. So, or we can do, yeah, the like box script is not working right now, unfortunately. Let's try one more thing. Did I do this with Logan Forsyth? Logan Forsyth. This guy right here worked with Ty Lopez. He worked with Iman Gadji. He worked with Gregor Gallagher. He worked with Big Brandon Carter. He worked with like a lot of huge names that blew up. He worked with them because this guy right here. One second. Logan
Everyone has been talking about
Forsyth.
OpenAI's ChatGPT, and for good reason. Its ability to generate any request in human-like text
So how much money
is
do you make?
remarkable.
So this is
and
Yeah. So Logan Forsyth has what's called media scaling, which is a company that guarantees 1 billion views on social media in the first 180 days. But what are the requirements is if you are a long-form YouTube creator with a minimum of 300,000 subscribers, you have more than 100 plus long-form videos, and you're earning a minimum of $100,000 per month. Why? Because his service is expensive, because it has to be expensive, as well as mine. But mine is relatively non-expensive compared to his. 100 plus long-form videos, because they need a library of content that they can utilize to create virality, and you have to have 300,000 subscribers, because it is easy to make somebody viral who has product market fit, and in this case the product is the person. When you're a podcast, you are the product as a person. So 300,000 subscribers are just to kind of prove to him that you are a good speaker, because you wouldn't have 300,000 subscribers if you weren't a good speaker. So here you can see Rob the Bank, Gregor Gallagher, Brandon Carter, dropouts. Tai Lopez. I know that he worked with Iman Gadji, but probably Iman Gadji didn't want to allow him to use the testimonials or whatever the fuck. So really, really, really cool. Now, how does he make you go viral? How does he force the algorithms to give you views and to make you go viral? So this is the strategy. You take a long form piece of content. You take a long form piece of content and you clip it up into as many short form pieces of content as possible, and then you distribute it to additional accounts. Now let me see if I can where did I break it down? On coaching maybe? No. And one second. I think I broke it down here. After you build short form content pieces, then you distribute it to all the popular social media platforms such as YouTube, Meta, TikTok, and lower priority platforms, which is Snapchat, X, and LinkedIn. So, I'm going to explain exactly how we do that. Let me see if I broke it down right here. Boom, boom. No, I didn't break it out here. Okay. So the most important thing to understand here is why podcasting in general is the easiest to make go viral. Let's say that you're doing a vlog, and Nick asked me a perfect question on like, does this apply to does this strategy apply to when you're doing a vlog, for example? No, and because of a simple reason. Let's say that you're doing a vlog such as Mike Thurston. Boom. Okay, so Mike has this right here. Boom.
What's up, guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to discuss the topic of armed
Mike Thurston
movement
is doing vlogs, but how many of you know him from his vlogs? Like, let's go to most popular videos, and I didn't do this before streaming, but I will guarantee you right now that his most popular videos are probably exactly 4 years ago. And I swear to God, I didn't do this before. I didn't prepare this. I couldn't have prepared this. When I click on popular, I can guarantee that 4 or 5 years ago are going to be his most popular videos. 2 years ago. Oh, 7 years ago. Ha! It was more than the average. Okay, understood. Yeah. 6, 7. Okay, there are some that are like 1 year ago, but 6, 7, Why? Because 4 years ago and more, you had popularity of vlogs. So let's go to Llados, one of the biggest Spanish-speaking influencers. Boom, videos. Okay, popular. Vlog. 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 4 years ago. This is what you can see. Vlogs were popular then. But why are these people influential still? It is because of Mike Thurston. It is because of their podcasts. So all of the short form content that we're going to be seeing is podcasts. You see? Basically all of it. Basically all of it. So now you understand, like, they became podcasters for a simple reason of clipping up their content into short form content pieces, because short form content is what's most important right now, and you can see that by this short form content, Mr. Beast. This is the biggest influencer on planet Earth. Boom, boom, boom. 1 second. Yeah.
Interesting thing, because like never before in history have you been able to make a piece of content that goes viral on Facebook, goes viral on Instagram. I mean, Reddit has where you swipe through, can go viral on Reddit, can go viral on Twitter. When you tap on a video, Twitter you can swipe through, go viral on TikTok, and go viral on YouTube. Like, if you make the right kind of short form content, you can literally grow across every platform. Like, Cabby Lane doesn't make Instagram specific content. And what does he have, like 80 million followers?
I think you're neck and neck with him right now.
Yeah, well, but whatever. But on Instagram, he's like 80 million followers, right? But the guy doesn't even use Instagram. He just reposts his clips of it, right? Same thing with a lot of other people popping on short form. So like, short form is very interesting because it's like, you don't have to be like a god at YouTube. You don't have to be a god at TikTok and then a god at Snapchat and then a god at this platform and that platform. You can actually, it's very weird. It's like, this has never happened in social media. It just never has. You can master this one craft, and by mastering that one craft, you can grow across all platforms, which it's just like, even for me, like I would say I'm one of the best. Interesting thing.
Do you get it, guys, now? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? This is YouTube framework, get good, get smart, whatever. One second, there is more clips on that.
I mean, when you really boil it down to the people who are watching, just think about it. Like, what do you think YouTube wants? Like, to me, I think YouTube just wants people to click on a video and watch it, right? I mean, that's how they get their ad revenue. That's
blah blah blah. This is for a different video. So we are still, by the way, we are still talking about the strategy to grow your podcast. Later down the line in this video, we're going to be talking about how to monetize your podcast. But right now, we have to understand how to drive attention to your podcast. So, and by the way, unfortunately, there is a lot of clients that want to work with me that are not good speakers. If you want to make your shit go viral, you have to become very good at speaking. You have to be a true content producer. It is not enough for you to like, you have to think like a content producer. There is entrepreneurs who are very entrepreneurial that want to do a podcast, but simply don't want to invest the time necessary to become good at speaking. As you can see right now in this video, I don't make any pauses. I don't stumble over my words. I have shit to talk about. I'm not insecure about it. There is value that I'm providing consistently. I'm not choosing subjects. Everything has a very good flow. And that is because I've trained myself into becoming a good speaker. I know how to do it. I know how to build a viral hook. I know how to talk shit. I know how to use the different dynamic ranges in my voice, in my tone. So these are all the things that you have to think about. If you're not willing to really give it your all and try, you ain't gonna become successful at it. So you have to think like a content producer, and you have to think. You have to become less of an entrepreneur in your mind when you're doing a podcast and more a content producer. So everything can become content, and you have to talk in hooks. You have to talk with always having a hook in mind. So let's go. What did I want to do? Let's go back to the strategy. So now, why does even Mr. Beast appear on podcasts? Like, this is what you're going to be seeing. Podcast. Boom. This is podcast, blah, 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 blah. A lot of fucking podcast episodes. Now, why does, for example, Prime evaluation Logan Paul. Why is Prime valued at 3.1 to 8.4 billion dollars? Why? Why is okay, whatever, Prime valuation Logan Paul $5.5 billion. Why is the company that was created by KSI and Logan Paul become something this big? And by the way, this is why. Impulsive. Because of this, right here. Prime. This is why. It is because of a podcast that I have with the most popular people in the world. KSI and Logan Paul. Like this is this is what you can do with your podcast. That this is what you can do. 1 second. Let me remind you of what you can do. Be valued at $5.5 billion. Or PBD net worth. Or reach a net worth of $500 billion. As a reminder. $500 million through having a strong personal brand. Boom. Let me show you another example of why building a personal brand is important. Lopez personal brand. This video right here, a huge video. Huge video. 1 second. Boom.
Warren Buffett realized this in the 1960s. He became a personal brand and started doing his annual Berkshire Hathaway. Even if you're shy, you must grow your own personal brand. We are in the third wave of wealth in modern history. Wave 1 was the rise of government-based wealth. Christopher Columbus, he partnered with the kings and queens of Europe to create his own wealth. Wave 2 was the rise of corporations. Rockefeller, Vanderbilt, Carnegie, that started in the late 1700s, 1800s, and continues to this day. But approximately in 2020, is my opinion, we entered into third wave, which is the rise of individuals. Mr. Beast told me, Ty, he came to visit me, he said, I'll be a billionaire before I'm 30. I think he's about there. The third wave has come upon us. This is not an optional thing. You either do this or you become extinct.
You really do this or you become extinct.
3 pieces of advice for building a personal brand in 2024. So I was actually just on the phone with one of my private mentor clients. He's a huge real estate fund. And I told him, I said, look, man, imagine a hypothetical that there's a conference somewhere in the world, okay? And it's called the 20 Best Conference. And then it's on a specific subject. And every single person who enters their name to be on stage, they get up there in front of thousands of people and they have to say, hi, my name is Bob, and I'm one of the 20 best in the world on blankety blank subject. So to build your personal brand, what would be your blankety blank?
And this is advice that you need to understand when building a personal brand. You have to be best in the world at a very specific thing. It's very hard to compete when you're trying to be a best entrepreneur in the world because Alex Hormozy, I mean, like at the end of the day, Jeff Bezos has a personal brand right now, and he is the best in the world. So it's very hard to compete with him. By the way, if you want to understand the value of building a personal, or back to building. Oh yeah, this is it. Like why the richest billionaires are back to building a personal brand. Like guys, hope you understand that Elon Musk personal brand. His personal brand, like I hope you understand that. Okay, let's go to Elon Musk net worth. Boom. Elon Musk net worth. I hope you understand that this number right here, $270 billion, is because of his personal brand. I hope you understand that. I hope you understand that when he bought X, this is the reason, because he wanted to make his personal brand the strongest on planet Earth, which he succeeded in. So you need to understand the value of a personal brand, because that attention that you're going to be getting, you can turn it into money. Really, really, really important to understand. This is why I've been doing what I've been doing on my side, Nikola Vladovic. This is why I've been building content. This is why I'm doing this stream. This is why you can trust me, because when you see that millions of people watch my videos, and literally millions of people watch my videos, you can understand that I have something good to say. That is the value of a personal brand. Now, how do we do it with a podcast? Let's go back to here. We have long form content piece that goes into short form content that is then distributed into additional accounts. And that can be seen right here. One second, give me 1 second, guys. Okay, this is what you can expect. Boom. So, a flagship piece of content is produced and it turns into audio, written, and video. And video goes on main YouTube channel and clips channel and into short form pieces of content. Now, when we go into this right here, this is what we can see right here. Boom, long form piece of content gets into short form pieces of content and then is distributed into additional accounts. So, why is podcasting the best on planet Earth? Because a long form piece of content, this is why we need long form piece of speaking content, long form talking head content gets split up into short form pieces short form. So let's boom show you this. 2 hour episode equals 30 to 90 pieces of content. Okay, so a 2 hour episode is then turned into 30 to 90 pieces of content. Boom. All right. Boom. Then we take boom. We take the short form content. How many platforms do we have? Boom. One second. YouTube Shorts, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Snapchat, X, LinkedIn. Am I missing something? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I missing something? I don't think I'm missing anything. Okay, so we have 7 different social media platforms, and then we have additional accounts. What does additional accounts are going to be later down the line, but what does this mean? 1 podcast episode. One podcast episode, 91 2-hour podcast episode, 90 clips, 7 social media platforms, means 90 times 7, 90 times 7, 630 pieces equals 630 pieces of content. Then we have additional accounts. Now, what does this mean? If we have this, then this turns into per 1 additional editor, you get editor and account manager, you get 630 additional pieces of content. When you are popular, you are a good speaker and already popular, it is easy to make you viral. And cheap editors can do it. This means that for $1,500, for 1,500 USD per month, you get an additional 630 pieces of content. As you scale your brand and as you scale your revenue with your personal brand, for $15,000, for 15K USD, you basically get 6,300 pieces of content that go out. Do you fucking understand now? And why do I say fucking understand now? It is because this $15,000 per month is literally nothing. That's nothing. $15,000 to have 6,300 pieces of content go out every single month is literally nothing. That's basically free. That's like if you have good guests and if you have a lot of editors, for this amount of money to get to 6,300 pieces of content, like then you have a clear call to action So when you have a clear call to action and clear path to purchase, that's it. Now, we're gonna talk about like what to do with a shit ton of attention right now. We are gonna talk about that, but I just want to reiterate, like, do you understand what this strategy can do? Like, for $15,000, like people are paying, like, for example, e-commerce brands that I work with pay $10,000 for one single post on an influencer's social media platform. For example, you have a 1 million follower fitness influencer, and we pay him $10,000 to post one piece of content. Imagine having 6,300 pieces of content go out every single month. For this, or 6,300, that means 4,000 pieces of content going out every single month for a price of $10,000. 4,000, I'm gonna repeat, 4,000 pieces of content on all social media platforms. So you might be under the impression like, yeah, but most of them are not gonna work. Yeah, sure, but like 4,000 pieces of content. Let's say that we base this shit on the CPM, just on the CPM, cost per mile, cost per 1,000 additional impressions. Like when you have 4,000 pieces of content, let's say that one reaches, literally one reaches a million views. Literally one reaches a million views. For $10,000, 1 million views, that's $10 CPM. Or is it? Yeah, I think it's $10 CPM. So you get an amazing CPM. I mean, you get a very decent CPM, $10 CPM. And if you have a product that is converting at 0.01%, the conversion rate and what you can do with this is mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. So I need you to understand this. This is why this strategy works, because you're simply out competing everybody, and you can scale your editing team. And through short form content, you can do absolutely insane shit. And that is something that you can actually see in the video that I wanted to ChatGPT to do an analysis of. So social media manager. 1 second.
There are many people who misunderstand what.
Let's go back to what she had to say, which is, I'm gonna be finding it right here. Okay, we're gonna watch this.
Talk through some of those kind of breakthrough bits in chunks. There's short form video.
Yeah.
How do you approach that?
Our short form video strategy is all focused around how we can reach new people and keep them engaged for as long as possible.
Reach new people, keep them engaged as long as possible.
We're actually not super interested in directing them to the long form piece of content. So
this is why omnipresence with short form content is important. You don't really care about driving them into a specific thing, but
we'll let them know where it is, but we're not selling, which I think is really important.
Really important not to sell, because there is going to be so much attention that you're going to be driving that you don't really have to sell.
We're not kind of pushing it down their throats that they need to go and see the long form, because actually short form is a visual art in itself that people are consuming more and more and more. Eventually they might talk about it offline and you might develop these warm leads that then turn into people who go and watch, but we're not pushing it down their throats. So in terms of how the process looks is we'll usually have someone sitting in on the recording. So we have a green room, someone's listening live, speed up the process.
Now let me show you real quick kind of like what I do with my content, and this is like I've just put up this website with the form, and I don't do any call to actions at all. I don't do any call to actions, and this is what I'm seeing right now. Last 7 days, 112 leads for my business. 112 leads for my business in the last 7 days without me promoting anything. Just having the link. Just having the link. Insane. Insane. Let's share the screen.
Us, because then they can highlight the moments that we've come to learn, perform best on our different channels. So we know that anything about sort of health, whether it's mental and physical, relationships, performs really well on Instagram.
In general, content around health, wealth, and relationships is really important because that's like 3 pillars of happiness for people. So that's really, really, really important.
We know anything to do with work-life balance or careers or entrepreneurship bangs on LinkedIn. We know that on TikTok, the craziest things happen. So anything from a 10-minute clip of, I mean, we shared this week a 10-minute clip of Maisie Williams literally sobbing and breaking down in tears, and it's got 7 million views, to 2-second behind the scene moments. You know, TikTok's our space where we do a lot of experimental stuff. So we'll get the long form piece.
TikTok is really important because TikTok allows for a lot of creative testing, because they don't punish you if you post 7 times a day and do stuff like that. Other platforms are catching up, meaning that, for example, Instagram and other platforms are catching up because they are seeing what TikTok is doing and how successful they've become because of it. But TikTok is still the best platform to test out a high volume of content on. So if you post 7 times a day, still your content can go viral. It's not a blocker for your content. It's not like they're gonna be yeah, you understand the point. 1 second.
Someone will sit in, they'll highlight those key moments. They'll then take that. Sometimes it's an editor, sometimes it's a social person. If they can't be live, they'll be watching the recording. They're marking down the moments. And then it will go to our kind of dedicated clips editors, of which we have 2. And sometimes we work with freelancers if there's a volume of them as well.
So, as you can see, you need a large editing team. So first we have clippers, and first we have people who highlight important parts of the video, and then you have editors that take it over, and then you have additional editors that are based on like if the project is highly important, or there is more clips to edit, etc., etc. So I believe that when you're a personal brand, you have multifaceted content. Meaning, when you're a personal brand, you usually have your own content, podcast content, and stuff like that. Podcast by itself has to have dedicated editors working on podcast alone. Other content that you're doing has to have dedicated editors working on that content. For example, one of the services that I offer is we do podcast editing, full clipping, all the production, everything, reviewing, posting on additional accounts, etc., blah, 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 blah. And also, in addition to this, we offer editing for your Instagram and your other like personal platforms that you're going to be utilizing, because there is a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of vlogs, a lot of stuff that we can do and utilize to grow your personal brand, to build that image of your lifestyle. For example, Iman Gaji is multifaceted in that sense, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that.
And they will.
So when you go to Iman Gaji, YouTube, boom, Iman Gajimedov. All right, boom, boom. He has these types of talking head videos. Boom.
Kick creator incentive.
1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. This.
Have you ever stopped to think that choosing to become a sovereign man means seeing things that you can't unsee, such as your true potential? And once you're
blah blah, talking head, vlog, semi, whatever the hell. And then he has just the boom. That's a vlog. Now,
fourth birthday party.
Why is this important? It is because you want to accentuate your personal brand with lifestyle, because people trust people who have a dream outcome that they desire. So it's not just about providing value through your podcast or whatever. What you should be focusing on is, in addition to this, you should be focusing on bringing that lifestyle to your audience and taking them on a journey with you. So you need to also, in addition to having a podcast and podcast clips and everything, you need to have an editing team for your personal stuff that can be taken care of. And it is not going to be you who's going to be doing the editing, because you should be focusing on producing content. You shouldn't be focusing on editing. So let's jump back to the short form content analysis by Steven Bartlett's manager.
Will work religiously to make sure that those clips have the perfect story arc, one, the best hook possible, which might not be the start of the clip. You might.
So yeah, clipping podcast is an art form. Like, and this is the most important part. Like, the best story arc and the best hook possible. What is the best story arc and the best hook possible? What does that even mean? So, a hook is a promise for what the video is, and in the sense, there is a couple of different hooks that you can have. It is either value, entertainment, or something visual that is gonna grab your attention. So that is basically the three hooks that you usually work with. So what is value? Value means that hook can be, in this video, I'm going to explain exactly how I got to $1 million. And then you explain how you got to $1 million. Entertainment can be, God damn, da 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 da, like yelling around or being funny. That's entertainment. And a visual hook is something where it's like somebody doing something weird or something out of the ordinary. And I can literally go into, let's go to Instagram real quick and choose any piece of content. Let's go to Reels. And this account, I don't use it, so if something weird pops up, please don't, yeah. Yeah, so this is entertainment. If they sent you this, you're gay. Okay, cool. So this is an interesting visual treatment. This is subverting expectations, etc., etc. Boom. Visual. Entertainment. Visual entertainment. Visual entertainment. Visual entertainment. Out of the ordinary. This is fucked up. Fuck anybody who makes you feel insecure. How do you like that, Dad? What the fuck? Holy fuck. Yeah, visual hook. So you understand. This is where it's important, and I don't know why, because this account is not warmed up. This is why I'm getting shit like this. But let me go to my personal algorithm just so you can kind of see what's up on that side. Boom. You see engagement. Boom. What the fuck is this? Training. Boom. What is this? Why is there so much entertainment in my algorithms? I don't usually watch stuff like this. Whatever. You get the point. Let's go back to the thing.
Be dragging the middle to.
Yeah, so we have the hook and we have the story arc. Hook is a promise for what the video is gonna be, and the story arc is the delivery on the hook. So if we promise something, we have to immediately deliver on that promise. And we have to have an opening, the development of the story, and delivery of what the point of the video is. We cannot miss any one of these. And that is really, really, really important. We have to have every single one of these dialed in to perfection. So yeah. And it should usually focus on one thing and one thing alone.
To the start, so that you get those people in. Those first 3 seconds, as we all know, those first 1.5, 2 seconds are the most pivotal to your watch time. If you can get them in for that, you're probably going to hook them for 5, 10, 15, which means your content is going to get shown to more people. So that's why that's so important. And then to come back to your story arc, has it got a beginning, middle, and end?
Exactly what I just said. Has it got a beginning, middle, and end?
Is it serving a point? Do you finish the clip going, cool, I learned something, or that was interesting, or that felt complete?
Yes, this is very important. People have to feel like they've gotten something out of that clip.
And I think that's really missing from a lot of people's content at the moment. They will see the
most of the clippers, what they usually do, what they do is just throw random shit together and think that they've clipped up the podcast. But you really have to think about having that beginning, middle, and end. You have to have that story arc.
Podcast, slice it up, maybe using some of these AI tools, which I don't think are producing the best clips yet. And you'll kind of end up with a bit of a washy, unproduced point. So that's kind of the basic level. And
really important, which is something that I'm gonna get into, is how to utilize B-roll and editing in general. Really, like many people fuck up here. They think that if they over edit and do editing in general, that is important. No, editing should serve the story. It shouldn't be deployed if it doesn't serve the story. I'm gonna take a piss while you watch this, guys.
We're also not set on every podcast episode must produce 10 clips. Some episodes will get 20 clips. Some episodes will get 2. But we're not going to compromise the standard to force them to happen. So I think it's also really important to have flexibility, because not every guest is perfect for every platform. And forcing and repurposing it straight into those other platforms is probably not going to be where the audience are going to best receive it. So really think about your platforms, really think about that story arc and that 3-second hook. And then, short form has evolved so much in the last few years. How can you level it up? Can you bring graphics in? Can you bring sound in? Can you bring BTS moments in? Can you bring comedy in? What can you do to level up that clip to make it as engaging as possible? And we're testing stuff all the time, from the subtitle style. Are we doing dynamic subs? Are we doing colorful subs? Are we moving the hook from the middle?
So yeah, this is exactly what she's speaking about. Here is a couple of pointers and a couple of pieces of advice for any editors out there, or if you want to hire editors, if you want to hire an agency to do this for you, whatever, you can hire me. I'm the best at it on planet Earth, because I know everything about this. But because I've been doing this for fucking 10 years. Like, I've been producing I've been a cinematographer. I've been a part of every single fucking part of the funnel of the production process of content that there is. So I know how to light stuff properly. You see my setup right now. It's very well lit. It's like I understand this game. So what is it that people do that is a huge mistake? You add the titles and you add some cool graphics and shit like that, thinking that like we gotta introduce dynamics to the clip through editing. No, you shouldn't. You should introduce very specific editing tricks to give accent to the story. What does that mean? When I'm saying something important, now when I say something important, between something and important, there should be a zoom in on my face, and then I say important. That is an editing trick that is utilized to accentuate what I am saying. When I'm, for example, speaking about the history of who I am and what I did in my life, and the fact that I've been an alcoholic and that I've been down a very dark path personally, while I'm speaking about my past, there should be B-roll about my past and from my past. And there should be sound effects that are kind of melodramatic and they're sad because it's like my sad past. And then when I say that now I've scaled my business and I work with insanely popular personal brands, and I've gotten to meet Sneeko, Fresh and Fit, Wes Watson, Michael Mojo from Australia, Patrick Bet-David, Adam Sosnick, I don't know who, Neon. I've been on Neon's stream. I've been on Fresh and Fit. I've worked with so many. My mentor earns $3 million per month, and this is where I've gotten to. For this, then we use B-roll of me speaking to PBD, me speaking to Wes Watson, me speaking to Sneeko, me speaking to Neon, me speaking to all of Fresh and Fit, me speaking to all of those guys. So this is what you do with B-roll. You don't just throw random B-roll in. You for sure do not use stock fucking footage. Just fucking drop it. Don't fucking use stock footage. Except when I say, for example, I've been to London and I love the city. It's very beautiful. It has a lot of scenery. You can then throw in stock footage of London. That's fine. But do not throw in stock footage randomly like people do when I say somebody's sad, and young editors have this stock footage of somebody holding their head like this. And it's like, guys, what are we doing? Give me 1 second. All right. Yeah. So do not utilize B-roll where it shouldn't be utilized. 1 second.
To the start, because actually that's more engaging. Are we trying 10-minute clips? Are we trying 10-second clips? We're just constantly trying new things because it's the only way we can learn what the sticking points are right now.
This is once again how you make shit go viral. Trends change, algorithms change, shit changes, so you have to constantly adjust.
And I say right now because I'll probably change in 3 months.
Yeah.
The platforms change, the trends change. So
it's like I know what I'm talking about. Ha! It is like I know what I'm talking about. Don't you see? I know what I'm talking about. They're like I've been in this game for a long time. This is something that you've got to do the way I would highly recommend listening to what I have to suggest right here. Highly recommend. Highly recommend.
All about just constantly trying new things, analyzing, seeing what worked, seeing what didn't, and doing more of what did.
Yeah, that's gold. That's an absolute masterclass, because so many people, they think, I'll just stick my podcast into Opus or whatever the AI tool is. It will spit out some clips.
You can't, and this is what I'm trying to tell people. Like, guys, like you can't half-ass this. This is the most important part of your growth. You have to understand that short form content is one of the most important parts of your growth. Like really, really, really important. So you cannot half-ass this. You must do this properly.
I'll stick them in the schedule. Bob's your uncle, 100K followers, here I come.
I know.
And it's like there's like levels to all of these games, right? And it's not to say that other approach isn't wrong.
You are competing against us, and we are doing stuff that, like, we are taking it to a really high level, like really, really high level. We ain't doing this on a low level. So this is something that you have to understand. Like, you have to understand that there are people like myself and like many others who really do this on a very high level, and this is who you're competing against. And I'm not saying this to kind of boast. I'm just saying that you have to understand who you're competing against. You have teams that produce 6,000 pieces of content per month, and they all of those pieces of content are good pieces of content because we understand how to produce content, and you're competing against somebody like that.
Wrong as a starting point, but
100%.
then to get your data, but then there are levels to the game.
And I think it's what we've also started to do is create a short form first strategy, which is
short form first strategy. This is how important short form is.
It's challenging when you're working with a long form piece, but what we're always looking for is kind of before the podcast starts and after the podcast starts, those moments, those behind the scenes moments, those intimate moments that no one gets to see where you're off camera or it's happening kind of out of the podcast environment, perform unbelievably well. So
yeah, just regarding what she said right there, this is once again what I consult my clients on, and that is you have to become a content producer. You have to realize that everything is content. You have to understand that the more you have a camera around you, the more successful you will be. Because when you have a cinematographer or anybody, your wife can shoot content for you. The more you have somebody around you constantly to shoot content for you, and that content is then synced up through Google Drive or iCloud with your editors, meaning that you don't have to send it to them. It is automatically sent out. For example, one of the ways I've set it up with a couple of my clients is that they have a dedicated iPhone that they shoot content with. Why? Because I have access to their iCloud. So whenever they shoot something, they don't even have to tell me. My team and I have access to their iCloud. We check it out each morning. We download everything to our desktops, and we can work on it. So the more you shoot content in general, the better we are gonna be, because we're then gonna utilize that B-roll for our editing of the podcast. We're gonna utilize that B-roll to build a VSL for your website that we are gonna be selling our product on. We're gonna build a like video posts. We're gonna edit stories. We're gonna do a crazy shit ton of stuff with that content, so we can maximize your growth and we can truly build the image of who you are. Because once again, if you're a very successful entrepreneur, we want to present the fact that you're a very successful entrepreneur. It is not enough just to clip up the podcast and stuff like that. We have to have that lifestyle, and that is why Iman Gaji is doing what he is doing. One second.
It's also worth thinking, kind of, you've got this whole filming time. Can you use bloopers? Can you use the bits that aren't meant to go on camera? Can you use the bits that don't make the final edit because something happens and it's funny? That's a short form first strategy rather than working backwards from the long form.
Yeah.
And I think we're starting to see a turn in that moment, and that's why we're bringing someone on full time. It's going to start sounding like a hiring pitch, and we're bringing on someone full time to focus on a DOAC first social strategy.
It seems like I know something. Huh? Interesting.
There isn't a case of just churning out what we've got as like a second thought. It needs to be a first thought, and it needs to be prioritized because podcasts aren't organic growth platforms. You don't get external search and search views through like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. You kind of do through YouTube, but not everyone's even filming their podcast still. So you need those external platforms to be driving views into those platforms. Those are your reach platforms. And
you understand the 100%.
they go hand in hand.
Let's talk about something that I think nails that, which is the trailers. How did they come to be?
Oh, I can't take any credit for the.
So trailers are really important because trailers can be utilized within advertising. So here is the strategy that my team and I deploy for the brands that we work with, and it is 1 second, this right here. So when we have short form content, we have clips. Low cost editor pulls clips from a podcast episode. Myself, I prioritize clips according to the style of editing, if it's gonna be simple or complex. Then we go with the editor that is appointed to the account, because we want to maximize the value that we get out of each podcast episode while minimizing the cost. So not all the clip, you don't have to edit stupid clips, or not stupid clips. We don't really focus on stupid clips, but you don't have to really. Some of the clips don't need complex editing. Some of the clips are better left alone. So for those clips, it doesn't really make sense to use hand editors. But there is a lot of them usually. So we do low cost editors for those, and high cost editors for the complex ones. Once again, my review, it goes to re-editing rounds. If it's approved, it goes to a social media manager. Then social media manager builds a content calendar, and we post content manually without using tools, because that maximizes the chance of stuff going viral. Then we have main accounts, and we have additional account posting, and then we have trailers. We build 3 trailers per video with different lengths, styles, types of editing, B-roll, etc., etc. We use different trailer options, and we build 10 hooks per trailer. So each of the trailers gets 10 hooks. Once again, each of the trailers gets 10 hooks. Now you might be asking yourself, but Nicola, how then do you test out 30 trailers? Because it's like, okay, it's 30 trailers. How do I utilize it? Am I supposed to put up 30 trailers on my social media platforms, which there is 3 of them, and each one has 10 hooks? Definitely 100% not. But because I am a guy who works with e-commerce brands. I am a business consultant and an advertising agency for e-commerce brands. We have a lot of experience in advertising, and that's why we added this service on top of everything that we do for podcast hosts, because we understand the advertising game and paid media. So this is what you can utilize. So in e-commerce, there is this guy, very an amazing mentor of mine. This is somebody who I engaged in for personal one-on-one mentorship, and it is Nick Theriot. Nick Theriot. So he scaled a lot of e-commerce brands to multiple millions per month, and he's spending, I think, approximately $1 to $2 million per month on Facebook ads. And he talks about a strategy based on so-called DCTs, dynamic creative tests. So 10x performance with DCTs. 1 second. So dynamic creative tests are basically allowing Facebook to find the right piece of content to push to their audiences. So when you're running DCTs, and let me go to my, okay, boom, boom, boom. Where is 322 method? Okay. So this is what a 3-to-2 DCT is. 3-to-2 means that each ad set, so when you're running ads, you have a campaign, 1 second, you have a campaign, and you're running everything in one campaign. You have to simplify your ad account. So everything that I'm going to be talking about right here is running ads for content in one campaign. So let me show you what that would look like. 1 second. Okay, so we create a campaign, and let's say that it is 1 second awareness, or let's say video views. Sorry, engagement. Manual engagement campaign. Boom. So we say like diary of a CEO, diary of a CEO, trailers, episode promotion. Okay. No categories, campaign details, auction, campaign objective, engagement. Show more options, campaign spending limit, none. Advantage pass, campaign budget, yes. Daily budget, when I begin with my clients, I work with a $100, €100 or $100 daily minimum budget, and A/B test, no. So this is the setup for the campaign that you're going to be utilizing while doing trailers. Now we go to next. Then let's go out of this. Boom. We have the campaign. Let's quickly delete this. 1 second. Let me delete these campaigns because whatever this is, I forgot. But let's delete it. Boom, boom. Okay, diary of a CEO. Boom. For each of the, and let's delete this just so I can begin everything from scratch. So we've created a campaign, and for each of the episodes, we're going to be doing 3 ad sets. Why? Because one ad set can contain one DCT or one dynamic creative test. So when you're running DCTs, dynamic creative tests, one ad set can contain one ad with multiple creatives. So a dynamic creative test means that the ad within the ad set is containing a couple of different options for either creatives or headlines or copies, and Facebook then uses their machine learning models and algorithms to decide which combination or which variation is the best. So how do we utilize Facebook's capability and Facebook's machine learning models to choose the best trailer for our podcast? Because we are doing this to choose the best trailer and then use that trailer as an intro for YouTube and as a trailer in general, and we can push paid we can push advertising on top of it. So how do we do that? We go into the ad set. So for each of the podcast episodes, we're going to have 3 ad sets. So create the ad set, name this ad set. Episode 1, Alex Hormozi as a guest, DCT, episode 1, DCT 1, or trailer 1, whatever. Episode 1, boom, boom. Create ad. Now, we've created the ad set and we've also created the ad within it. Now, we go right here, episode 1, into the ad set level. Facebook page and Instagram, this is what we're gonna be like. That's where you choose your Facebook and Instagram. Boom. Send people to message. Okay, whatever. No, 1 second. Yeah. On your ad, maximize through place. Yep. Okay, maximize through place. Okay. Then we turn the dynamic creative because we said that we were going to be testing out dynamic creatives. We turn the dynamic creative on. Boom. Then the budget, we do CBO campaigns, which means campaign budget optimization, which means that we don't give Facebook any sort of direction on how to spend the the budget within the ad set, but rather CBO, once again, campaign budget optimization, which means that Facebook is deciding which ad sets and which ads they're going to be pushing the budget to. And this is really important because how are we going to choose a winner out of these 30 trailers? It is by seeing at who Facebook chose, which video Facebook chose to show to the audiences, the video with the best engagement. So budget and schedule, we don't touch anything. Audience controls, we choose whatever country your audience is within. So USA, United States, boom. We choose United States, audience control, budget nothing, advantage plus audience. We do not go into the we don't go into any targeting, no targeting at all. And like if you want to learn why there is no targeting, you just go to Nick's channel and you type in broad. I tried broad targeting and the results were shocking. Broad targeting and dynamic creatives using broad Facebook ads. Broad. Or you go to Charles Titchener broad targeting. Boom. Get better results with broad targeting, and untapped goldmine. Why? Because Facebook knows who to target better than you know who to target. They have all the data. So I hope you understand that. I hope you understand exactly why. The only thing that I would maybe, I would just leave it at the advantage plus audience and placements. You don't touch anything. We don't care about placements. We go into the ad itself. In the ad itself, we allow multi-advertiser ads, whatever, and then we choose ad creatives. When we are choosing ad creatives, we go to video, we upload the 10 videos because one DCT can hold 10 creatives and 5 or 10 headlines and 5 or 10 primary texts. So because we don't really care about the headlines, usually how we run when we work with e-commerce brands, how we run ads is utilizing the 3-2-2 method. Once again, our mentor, why 3-2-2? It is because our mentors, Icthariot 3-2-2. This is where you're going to be learning about 3-2-2. Boom. Dynamic creative tests, or you simply go to Charles T. Boom. From zero to hero, building the 3-2 method. And by the way, Charles Titchener is the guy who did Alex Hormozy. Boom. Who did promotion of the $100 million leads for Alex Hormozy. So really important to understand it. So what do we do then? Instead of 3-2-2, what we're going to be doing is 10-1-1. Why 3-2-2 is important? It is because when you have 3 creatives, 2 headlines, and 2 copies, you have basically 12 variations for that ad. Because for each of the 3 creatives, you have 2 headlines, and for each of the 3 creatives and those 2 headlines, you have an additional. So it's 3 times 2 times 2, which is 12. So 12 variations for one ad, and that is manageable. If you had 3-3-3, that would be 3 times 3 times 3, which would be too much. It would be 36, and that would really, or not 36, 27. And 27 ads is too much. Or if you had 5-5-5, that would be then absolutely insane. So 322 is a limited amount of variations that Facebook is testing. So what we are going to do for trailers for a podcast is, instead of focusing on the headline and the copy, we're going to be focusing on the creative itself. So we're going to add as a headline whatever the headline is going to be for YouTube, for example, as the primary text for it's going to be a description for the podcast episode and a call to action. And as the for our dynamic creative test, we are not going to be doing variations in headlines and primary text. We're only going to be doing variations for the creatives themselves. So when you add videos, you can add 10 videos and optimize for each person. See possible optimizations. Minor image enhancements. Apply template to playback speed for videos without sound. Yeah. Yeah, sure, whatever. Optimizing the creatives. I would maybe turn it off. Yeah, I would turn it off. I would turn it off because Facebook sometimes uses weird audio and weird emojis and stuff like that. So I would turn it off. Primary text. Once again, I've explained what the primary text would be. Add a website URL. You can add a website URL to drive traffic to the podcast episode. You can go to your funnel where the podcast episode is, because I would recommend a little bit against pushing people from Facebook to YouTube directly, because when you're then doing you're going against Facebook's goal. Facebook's goal is to keep people on the platform and to make people purchase so they can take your ad spend. So, but their primary goal is to have people on their platform. And if you're taking them to YouTube and they're going to watch a 1 hour podcast episode, they're going to see that they left Facebook forever, and that's going to be a problem. But if you take people to your website, and through your website you take them to YouTube, then Facebook is going to be, by the way, Facebook tracks up to 7 clicks on your website. Facebook is going to understand that there is multiple clicks happening after they go to your website, which is a good indicator to Facebook because of the engagement that you're getting. And if you take people to YouTube, Facebook is going to you can actually set it up so you can track conversions of how many people went to YouTube and watched the episode. So this is something that you can do. But the conversions in this sense are not really important for us, because conversions in this sense, we don't care about. We just care about seeing which video out of the 30 Facebook chose as the best one. And I'm going to explain exactly how we're going to do that once again. So we put in the website URL because why not? And we take them to the website or where they're going to be converting to YouTube. And call to action can be watch now, watch more. And tracking, we can see website events, and then we can choose the pixel. And that's it. URL parameters, that's if you're using triple whale and stuff like that, which is not something that we're going to do. And you just go and publish. Boom, done. So we've created one DCT. Then we create, duplicate, and we create 2 more DCTs. Once again, each DCT has 10 variations. So each of the 3 DCTs has 1 trailer with 10 variations for the hook for that trailer. The next DCT has 1 trailer with 10 different variations for the hook for that trailer. The next DCT has 1 additional trailer with 10 different hooks for that trailer. Now, we have 30 pieces of content being tested out on $100 per day. And what is going to happen in a couple of days when you spend, let's say, $300 for testing out these ads, you can leave 3 DCTs on, and then what you do is go to breakdown and go to image, video, and slideshow, and just add in the time frame in which you ran the ads. Then below the ad sets, you're going to be able to see exactly which videos got the most of the spend and which videos got the most views. And you choose the video with highest engagement as the main trailer for everything. And then you can run ads to it. You can run ads on top of that video, and you can actually use that video as knowledge to build an intro for the podcast episode. And let me show you what that means. When you go into a diary of a CEO, this is what you're going to be finding. Diary of a CEO. Diary of a CEO. Right. Boom. I understand.
In a study of 152 young athletes, most of them had brain damage from small, repetitive hits to the head, and it really destroys a person's life. That is shocking news, but...
And you see this timer? A really cool fucking thing that they thought about. Letting you know exactly when you can expect the podcast, so you can skip the intro if you don't want to watch it.
Medical professionals don't take it seriously, and the NFL wanted me to present my findings, but they didn't believe me. And so there was a huge effort to really...
You understand what is happening here. So this is the trailer, and the thing is, we could have tested out a lot of different variations to understand exactly which trailer is going to get the most of engagement. And when we run the ads, we don't really have to run traffic from these tests anywhere. We can just see which video gets the most of engagement. And then when we understand after 3 days of testing, then we can basically, it's like a teaser, and then we can use that trailer to build the intro for YouTube. So when we put it up on YouTube, we have an educated decision on why that intro why that intro is the best option. It's not like we're shooting in the dark and basing our shit on feeling somehow about the intro. We're actually basing it on, okay, so we've tested it out through the algorithm of a social media platform, so we know what people engage with the most. So you can test out 30 different fucking variations of a trailer and then use that trailer as the intro to YouTube. Re-edit it into 16:9 and use it as an intro to YouTube. Boom, done. And then you choose it, and then it's perfect. And then you edit your YouTube video normally. Boom.
...year-old men, and I was stunned to see CTE.
You get the point. Boom, boom, boom. So that's it. That's how we utilize Facebook ads to drive the test, and then we know dynamic creative winning this to be re-edited as YouTube intro for YouTube, ad for YouTube, ad for Facebook. Boom, pushing traffic into the main piece of content. Boom, done. Fuck you. Sorry guys, I swear a lot, but yeah, I'm excited. Additional visual assets, thumbnails for YouTube's, thumbnails for clips. Different thumbnail options, create thumbnails using top 10 hooks we got from DCT ad testing. So once again, we're going to be testing out thumbnails for YouTube because YouTube allows that. And we're going to utilize top thumbnails from we're going to utilize hooks that work the best on Facebook as thumbnails. Because copywriting, meaning choosing the headline, choosing the headline, and choosing the headline for YouTube, and choosing the description for YouTube, and choosing the headline for the thumbnail, copywriting principles are the same. So when we are doing trailer, when you're doing short form content in general, you're actually doing copywriting. Because good copywriting is good storytelling, and good storytelling is good short form content production. So when you're editing the podcast and you take those 30 hooks, You've basically taken 30 best sentences, which is basically you're a copywriter, and then when you're testing it out in the Facebook ad account, you're basically testing out different copy, and when you understand the best copy, then you can utilize it to build the best thumbnail for YouTube, and a description for YouTube, and a title for YouTube. You can utilize that data. So it's like, I'm an expert, I know. So it's that's how you figure out the thumbnails, that's how you figure out the title. So that Facebook test really does go a long way to help us. So yeah. Let's move on to the next thing. So copywriting, I've just skimmed through it a little bit, and additional account editing. Once again, you've seen what we can do with the additional account editing, and then we distribute content on the additional accounts and the main accounts and all of that. So yeah, boom, 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 boom. What else do we have now? This is a short. This was a short video on how we distribute a podcast, how we promote it, the mindset behind the podcast, the mindset behind editing. And by the way, I can go into like nitty-gritty of producing content. Like there are workflows that I have: record a podcast episode, receive raw footage, how do we give it to editors, editing audio, removing pauses, extract short form content clips, music choice, intro, outro, how to add in dynamics, how do editors submit content for review, how to set up your team so you have the best workflow possible, how to basically batch shit together so you don't have to review content every single day, but once a week, so you can focus on scaling your business instead of working with your fucking editor. Like there is everything, sending the content to the virtual assistant who's going to be posting content for you. What do they do with in regards to content scheduling, how to build the naming structure and the folder structure for your Google Drive, how to utilize Google Drive to work with multiple editors on the same project with ease, how to not communicate about sending and receiving footage all the fucking time, because that's what people waste so much time on. There is so much that I can go into, but I'm not gonna do that right now. And I am gonna do what I'm gonna do next is talk to you about how to monetize your audiences. But while I'm taking a piss, to be honest, Wes Watson, funnel analysis, funnel. Like,
look, I'm not gonna lie to you. At first, I had no idea who Wes Watson was until one day I scrolled.
He tried doing what I did, copied me, which is adversity. So, yeah, let's go. I'm gonna play the intro real quick. 1 second. Why would I highly recommend analyzing Wes Watson's funnel? It is because Wes Watson has a very simple funnel design, not the funnel design regarding the website, but a very simple product setup. And he has a very simple product that can work for a lot of people. And there is a reason why many of his students earn a shit ton of money from coaching. It is because of the simplicity of his setup. And this video right here goes in depth into the simplicity of his setup and why his setup works. So I'm gonna play the intro while I'm taking a piss.
Into the down, Wes Watson's coaching program and how he built his business to be able to into the down, Wes Watson's coaching program and how he built his business to be able to achieve 2.7 million per month in profits in his business. So it's a simple coaching program. It's not an extravagant business model. It's relatively easy to understand. Everything is simplified. That's what he actually preaches. So it's interesting to explore how he actually built it. Today we'll be spending time with my coaching group. here they are, and they're gonna be listening in and asking questions. If you guys want to ask, like, literally stop me at any time if you want to ask any questions. So first things first, I'm going to talk a little bit about who Wes Watson is, what's his core philosophy, etc., etc., just so you can gain clarity on like who we are analyzing, and because it is really important to understand the personality behind his success, because his success is because of his personality. What he likes to say is it's not about what you do, it's about who you are. It's not about what you do to achieve success, it's about...
Okay, so yeah, this is the breakdown of a coaching program general business model. And okay, so just for clarity, here is the idea behind why I'm going through coaching specifically. So you're a podcast host, and by the way, PBD consulting is actually literally coaching. So consulting is coaching. So this can be applied as a principle to anything. So PBD is a coach because he is a consultant. So this is really important to understand. So why is coaching cool? You have a couple of problems when you're trying to build a product that you're going to be selling. The main problem is how easy it is to scale. Because, for example, one-on-one coaching, not really easy to scale because there is a limited amount of your time and you cannot scale your time. So you have to find, for example, if you're doing a product such as like merchandise, who's gonna build your merchandise? Who's gonna produce it? Who's gonna be like, is it gonna be t-shirts? Who's gonna be doing the prints? Who's gonna be doing the t-shirts? Who's gonna be your supplier? Who's gonna be your manufacturing? Who's gonna be your logistics? Who's gonna be this? Who's gonna be that? Who's gonna be this? Who's gonna be that? So it's insanely hard to scale. I mean, it's not insanely hard, but it's very hard to scale a real product. Or I mean, a digital product is a real product, but you understand what I'm saying here. So why is coaching really cool? Because it is extremely scalable. And how do you set it up? It is through a very specific step-by-step process, which I've fully described in the Wes Watson coaching funnel analysis. But I do have to go through it in this video too, so you can understand how to monetize your audience. So if you don't really have any product, this is what you can do. So if you're a podcast host who's successful, you already know what subject are you known by. So you choose coaching or you choose building a digital product within that niche. So you're not stupid. You understand how to do that much better than I could. So okay, so here it is. We have the influencer and the attention. So we've figured out what to do with the attention. We figured out like personal promotion, content production studio, cross promotion, podcast, then paid media, advertising, etc., etc. Now, we have the core offer. And what is the core offer? So we have something that is how do I break down low ticket, high ticket, and mid ticket? So low ticket offers should be infinitely scalable with no acquired cost with the scale. Mid ticket offer can be very scalable, but not like for example, an ebook is a low ticket item that could be infinitely scalable without additional acquired cost. Mid-ticket offers can be communities, which means that there has to be some community moderation. There has to be assets that you're going to be producing for that community. There has to be some engagement with that community. But it is very scalable because you're like when you build an asset, you're building an asset for the whole community. So it's sort of like it's really good when you do it this way. So a community is really important because it's a mid-ticket item, and everything that you produce for that community is for all the people who have signed up for that community. So it is important to work on something like building a community. And then we have a high ticket item which is either selling a service or selling your time or one-on-one coaching or stuff like this. So podcast hosts can sort of fit into those categories. If you're a podcast host that is popular for doing real estate, you can have a very, 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 very expensive high ticket item for other real estate people, because if they pay you $30,000 for you to give them some sort of SOPs or some knowledge that is going to be helpful to them, they can expect to earn like an additional $100,000 per year because of the advice that you gave them. So it's kind of like it makes sense that that's when you can do a high ticket item. That's when selling your service, such as coaching in that context, can be really, you can charge a lot for. And one of the important videos to understand for building a business in general, I would say, is this one right here. Business roids. One sec. Oh, so 1 second. I explained the okay, this video right here. It's gonna be the ad first and then the video. 3, 2, 1, 0, boom.
I'm going to give you in this video. So the mindset shift I'm going to give you in this video when it comes to your ads and your business, this is going to be the biggest breakthrough you've ever had. I actually guarantee it. You can come in my...
By the way, once again, just to reiterate who he is, he sold his business at $150 million at the age of 30.
House, leave a burning bag of gorilla poop at my doorstep. Okay, we're not going to offer that. If this doesn't work for you, please do not put poop on my doorstep. But this took my business from 0 to over $30 million per year, primarily fueled by ads. And before that, I could never really break $10 million, $12 million a year.
And why is he talking about ads? And why am I showing you this video, even though it's about ads? It's not about ads. It's about, he talks about how it is important to first set up a proper infrastructure into your business, so you have the high ticket service that you can sell, you have the right guarantees, you have the right product. You have to first have the right product to then everything is going to become easy, and ads themselves are also going to be a part of that. So when he's talking about ads, ignore that. He's talking about the setting up of the business.
From the business.
So you're gonna see exactly what he talks about in this video if you want to watch it. But anyways, you have to have the right offer setup, and this is where I'm gonna give you an example. So a digital product, once again, low ticket. Low ticket means up to $1,500 or up to $1,000, whatever, and it is a course, an ebook, an app, access to an app, whatever it is that doesn't require any additional effort to scale. So it's always about healthful relationships. Those are the main purchasing drivers. So yeah, really important. Then we have the community. And podcast hosts can easily build this. A community is mid-ticket, mid-scalability. And this is an example. Community-driven engagement and weekly coaching calls, exclusive content. This is how you can break up what they're paying for. So community-driven engagement, what does that mean? Main selling point of the mid-ticket offer could be the community of like-minded individuals. The community could be self-sustaining, since proven community members can become moderators and take care of the community management. This means that Discord, Facebook group, VOP, you can use WAP to build a paid Discord community, school, Kajabi, whatever. Like you have a lot of options in regards to paid communities. I would highly it depends on who your target audience is. Like Facebook is for a little bit of older people, and everybody has Facebook. So, I mean, most of the people have an audience on Facebook is huge. Discord is a little bit younger guys. Telegram, whatever. You get the point. Then we have, as an incentive, we can do weekly coaching calls. So they can get access to a weekly coaching call with you. Why is this cool? Because you can utilize these weekly coaching calls. This is what I do with my students. Right here, you can see that. This is like there is a bunch of students on my weekly coaching call. I can utilize that weekly coaching call to produce content, which is really cool. So weekly coaching call, and this is a coaching call right now where I'm teaching them about this. So this is where you can utilize that to produce short form content, and also you can use a weekly coaching call to engage with your audience within your community. And the weekly coaching calls don't really have to have a cap in how many students there are on a weekly coaching call. So it is basically infinitely scalable, because you can add people to your community without any problems. So this is why a community is really cool. And we have personal coaching, which is one-on-one, live events, or and like one-on-one can be group calls. Once again, monthly calls with high ticket buyers. And the thing about this is when it's a high ticket, you can keep the same structure as the mid ticket. But the fact that something is high ticket is going to mean that the community is going to be smaller. So the engagement with the community is going to be higher. And people are going to have much better access to you. And you can actually share with them like more in-depth information and stuff like that. So the structure to the mid-ticket program can be the same as for the high-ticket program. So, for example, if somebody is paying you, if your high ticket program is, let's say, $3,000 per month, or let's say $2,000 per month. So for $2,000 per month, you can have like 20 people on the call, and you can get up to $40,000 per month in coaching. Or let's say that you want to do, $100,000 per month in coaching, and you're doing group calls. So you can set up one group call, and if the ticket is $2,000 per month, you can have one group call per week for $2,000 per month, which means that $100,000 divided by $2,000 is 50. Yeah. So 50 people on a coaching call. You can do a coaching call that is like 2 or 3 hours long, 4 hours long, and basically you've covered every single question that they have. And you can also talk about what you want to talk about to them and help them however you want to help them. So for $100,000, you can do one weekly call that is, let's say, 3 hours long, and get to every single question. And I've had experience with high ticket coaching calls and stuff like that. People don't, like, out of 50 people, 10 are gonna ask the question. So you can, like, it can be even shorter. Like if you're a highly successful entrepreneur looking to save time and not overinvest time, I think this is really, really, really amazing. So a high ticket offer could be very similar to the mid ticket offer, and it is actually more valuable to the people because they've paid more, so they have more buying, and it is still very, 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 very scalable. Then you can throw in stuff like, you can play around with the offer, you can throw in live events, you can throw in add-ons, bonuses, you can throw in additional coaching calls, you can throw in, for example, what Wes does is Wes Watson does a one-on-one onboarding. You see, 60 minutes. So for $3,000 per month, what you get is a 60-minute initial Zoom with him one-on-one, then a group call with him and the group. And the thing is, I've paid $12,500 for 6 months of his coaching, and I've actually gotten the opportunity to ask my question on every single call, and I was the first one to ask the question on every single call. So the simplicity of his setup is absolutely amazing. So I've kind of copied his setup, Wes's setup, and by the way, my analysis, this analysis was much before I've gotten on his program. So this is all the info I've gathered from being an outsider, not an insider. As an insider, I've learned many different, much more on the different side. But regarding the initial this offer setup, this is what I collected much before. So sorry. Oh. This is how you set up your coaching, and this can be applied to your community, your coaching, your whatever it is. You can plug it into this model, and it is extremely scalable, extremely simple to sell. Like selling this is very simple. You have low ticket, which is a digital product. You have mid ticket, which is a community plus a weekly coaching call, and you have a high ticket, which is weekly coaching calls plus additional resources that you want to offer to the high ticket buyers. So then you can expect, for example, let's say that you have a $3,000 per month offer, such as Wes's offer, with 100 people joining your program. You're at 300K. And what are you doing? Coaching calls plus you give them the resources and the community. So it's very scalable. Wes got to $3 million per month through this. Yeah, I think I've covered everything for this episode. I think it's been long enough, and we've spoken about a lot of stuff. Like I have, if you guys wanna work with me, shoot me a DM on this account right here. Boom, 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 boom. Where is it? Boom, boom, boom. Not to this one, sorry. This one. This was some testing account. This one right here. So shoot me a DM on this account. It's GLADOVICNIKOLA. Or just send me an email, or just go to ulix-creative.com, and here you can apply to work with us. Boom. First, last name, email. Boom. I will contact you. So you can apply to work with us or book a call with me and my team right in the calendar. And you can see some of the examples of our work. You can see some of our clients. There is a bunch of stuff that you can see. My community is very non-engaged at the moment. Do you guys have any questions for me? Tony, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Why don't you have any questions for me?
I wasn't here the whole time.
But why don't you have any questions for me? Yo.
I don't really know.
Yeah, guys, you should be more engaged with content like this. All right. Anyways, cool. I'll talk to you later. Yeah. Thank you guys for participating, and hopefully this was a helpful stream. Enjoy. See ya.